I'm TrainerKelly. It's 2018 and 2017 is still clinging on to me for dear life. Well, not really. It's actually more like it has like these electric cords coming out of my like back, and it's just really awkward. But yeah, let's just get on to talking about 2017. Yes! Yep, talking about 2017, not 2018. 2017. Okay. Fantastic. Let's start. So, if I had to describe 2017 with one word, that one word would be quiet. I know. 2017? Quiet? What? How? What? Why? Let me explain. So 2015 and 2016 brought some significant changes into my life that really impacted me. So 2015 was a really intense year for me. It was a year where life basically took me, kicked me down, shoved me like head first right into the ground, and constantly beat me up until about the end of the year. I ended up moving, I think, 3 times or maybe 4 times in 2015, as well as changed jobs twice. In 2016, I moved again, I think twice. No, 3 times. I moved 3 times, I think, in 2016. I changed jobs once. It was also a super productive year for TrainerKelly's network, including going to a handful of conventions and releasing 3 different comics. 2016 ended with me having a full-time job at a local print shop, preparing for the convention in January 2017, and feeling pretty dang good. Life was going pretty well. My husband and I were starting to look for a house, I think, around this time, because, you know, I got a full-time job finally, right? Yeah, so might as well start looking. Life honestly looked pretty dang good, and I really wanted to believe that, you know, it was going to continue. Now, I will say that 2017, wasn't really so much a bad year as it was a quiet year, as I said. And what made it quiet was what happened. So I started 2017 at the print shop job, and by this time I knew I actually hated it. I was really tired of being in customer service. There was just way too much to do. And it was really affecting my personal energy levels. I personally am not a 9-to-5 person, and what would happen is Monday morning I would come in, I'd be great, lunch would hit, and I would crash. And I would stay crashed until basically Saturday evening. That's really bad. I mean, I'm sure there's people who do that all the time, and honestly, props to you if you can do that. I had a lot of trouble doing this, personally. In January, I went to a convention that I have a lot of heart for and I absolutely loved, except that their artist Allie had a handful of issues. In March, I went to 2 different conventions. I went to UConn at UConn and FubukiCon. UConn at UConn had a handful of issues this year, which is really sad because I really liked that convention, and I hope that their issues get sorted. FubukiCon was super amazing. It's up in Amherst, New York, so if you ever have a chance to go. I love that convention. It's so good. And seriously, it's the best convention I went to in 2017. I love it. So shortly after the convention-y things, my mom had been bugging me for a while to check out a house at the end of her street. I kept saying, no. Then I gave in. Checked it out, and honestly, it was pretty cute, so we put in an offer, and we got it! Yes! I left work early one day so that I could go to the house inspection because there wasn't a time after it or on the weekends. And honestly, every single time I visited that house, I increasingly hated it. And I hated it because there just wasn't enough space. So I'm not going to go into detail why there was not enough space. Just trust me that for me and my husband, there was not enough space. Maybe there would have been if like the layout was a bit different, but the layout is what it is, and it wasn't really something that we could really work with. Everyone tried to tell us, oh no, it's perfect for— no, it's not perfect. Shut up, okay? Okay. The week that I had the house inspection and found out there was a bunch of things wrong with the house, including lead piping, I returned back late from lunch once again because honestly, I had a hard time, a really, really hard time being on time for this job because I hated it, and the only reason why I was there was because it was a full-time job, and I know that those are hard to come by, and I didn't want my mom or my husband to get upset with me. So I stayed. So yes, I come back one day from lunch, and the manager who is there instead of the owners, because the owners were away, looks at me completely horrified. Like, why are you late again? Like she noticed it last time, but like, you know, maybe it was like this one time thing, but the fact I'm doing it again, like, why would I do that? Like, she seriously looked at me like, why would anyone be late? I shut my mouth because I couldn't exactly say I absolutely hate this job and I want to quit it, but I don't quit it because I had other people who I'm thinking about, not me, and other reasons, but I really didn't want to stay. April 28th, 2017, I was let go. Oh my gosh. I was stunned by this. Not because I didn't think it was going to happen. No, I felt like it was going to happen. I already kind of knew it was going to happen. I was just more stunned that they let me go and I didn't quit before they let me go. Like, seriously, I'm just, wow. Because I lost that job. I also lost the house that I hated. Look, I lost 2 things I hated. Yes. I was personally happy with it. My mom was fine with it. Felt bad for my poor hubby, but he's okay with it now. So on May 1st to May 5th, I actually worked on Fairies Day, which is a 4-panel comic series. I basically finished sketching that. I also started working on my online shop, where you can get this lovely Deathina printed all over shirt. Yeah, you can get this on the shop. I was feeling a pull to do my online shop, and I finally did it, and officially opened it August 1st. So while I was working on my online shop, I made sure to be responsible and apply to other jobs. And this for me was a shift in attitude. Previously, I had applied to jobs because of other people. I just wanted people to shut up and stop pressuring me, so I applied to jobs and got them just because, people are annoying me about them. They keep nagging me, and I just want them to shut up. This time, however, I applied because to me it was a responsibility, not necessarily to anyone else but me. I was the one who wanted to jump onto another job. After a couple of weeks, I ended up having a few job interviews, and I ended up getting hired at WG, which honestly I really love. It's just it's a corporate retail store, and I love it. Okay, I don't love it that much, but in comparison to the old job I had, I absolutely love it. In July, I attended ConnectiCon, which is my first time going there since 2009. Yeah, 2009 was the last time I went. And honestly, ConnectiCon was extremely, extremely disappointing for numerous reasons. I can tell you there has to be a really, really good reason for me to go again in the future, because I really hated it. Well, I didn't really hate it per se. I just didn't like it. It was just really boring to me. After ConnectiCon, I actually started dealing with some depression. Because I was just so disappointed at ConnectiCon. It caused me to be depressed. Not so much post-convention depression, which can happen where you miss the convention. Because trust me, I did not miss ConnectiCon. I was just really disappointed because I wanted to do better than my average that I was doing. And I didn't. Other than newsletter signups. Newsletter signups went fantastic. So yeah, I ended up being depressed. My mood did pick up a bit towards the end of July. Went back down in August, shortly after my online shop. Started going back up towards the end of August. Then I came across something on Facebook that really, really upset me and brought me down again, and I basically fought with it internally until I finally became okay. So October 1st rolled around, and I realized that I am screaming in the back of my head out of fear. Not so much fear of myself, but the fear of other people. It is myself of all different ages, from a young child to even, a couple months ago, just screaming. And it was one of the strangest but most eye-opening revelations I've had about myself. It's not like I didn't know I had this issue before. I knew, it just came more to the forefront in October. I also realize now that it is a source of me holding back. Like these voices in my head of myself screaming and repeating what other people have said to me in the past and whatever, they hold me back. Which honestly, it's amazing to even be able to acknowledge that. And it's something necessary for me. I'm not going to be successful in life if I continue to listen to these voices. Some of them I understand that at the time that I used them as an excuse, it was to protect myself from other people. But now, like, these people aren't in my life any longer, or, it's something, like, really old and doesn't matter anymore. And I don't need it. I don't need that protection, but I still have it. And this became more and more obvious as, I rolled into November because I realized, it's not just one person, it's many people. In October, I also did a handful of comic scripts, which is awesome. I started storyboarding comics and drawing them in November. I started working on some website stuff in December, and got 2 comics. I didn't get 2 comics done. I got 12 comic strips of 2 different comics done each. That's pretty much 2017. It was just very quiet. The only reason why I changed jobs was because I was let go from one of them, and I didn't move at all. I attended 4 conventions, with 3 of them being I think the most significant thing was realizing that I have myself screaming in the back of my head because older parts of me are grasping on to these things out of fear. They don't serve me in any way. It's quite interesting to me because when I do my goals of the year post, I like to have a picture. For the past 3 years or so, I've used the same picture. It's my girl side from the back, and wings are spreading out, and honestly it looks like a picture for coming into or change. At least that's my current interpretation of it, now that I look back on it. And I know for the past 2 years I really wanted to use a different picture, but I didn't know what, and nothing was coming to me. However, for 2018, it's interesting because I see the picture of 2018 being my girl and guy side split down the middle as they are usually drawn, but it's from the back. Wings spread way out. My girl side is holding a sword, and my guy side has creative energy in his hand. And I am springing into action. I'm a bit curious of how that's gonna turn out, but I'm excited. So thank you guys for watching, and I'm actually gonna see you in my next video because I am going to be talking about my goals from 2017. This is the first year that I didn't throw it into my year in review post. I just felt like doing a separate one. So see you guys in the next episode.